Nefarious by DAMEON THORN.
Hey guys, welcome to the newest episode of Nefarious by DAMEON THORN. I am DAMEON THORN, and today we have Andrew McLean, not Andrew McLean,
That's
because
right.
that's what everybody be fucking up on. It's Andrew McLean. Andrew McLean is an actor, he is a cosplayer, and he's a social media star. He started playing Star-Lord at Walt Disney World. And soon after he started posting his cosplay on TikTok, he accumulated over 500,000 TikTok followers in just then less than a year. And it's moving fast. Let's get to know Andrew. What up, Andrew?
How's it going, Damien? Thank you for having me on, man.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here and a little jealous of your room aesthetic you got going on right now.
Right?
So,
Right?
yeah, like I'm a little. I got to upgrade. You know what? We're working on it. Just got here to Los Angeles. We're just upgrading one by one, but eventually I'll get to your level.
Is that a Spider-Man Lego set behind?
Listen, they announced
Is that it? Am I looking at the Spider-Man Lego
Yes,
set?
and I bought the light up kit. All right, they announced it, and I couldn't buy it fast enough. I'm a massive Spider-Man fan, as you could probably ascertain from the name Webheaded Hero. Huge Spider-Man fan. So when they announced a Daily Bugle that was 4 stories, I was already sold. It didn't matter what the price was.
You said give it to me.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah,
I know we're supposed to get into where are you from, but who's your favorite Spider-Man in the Marvel universe?
all right. So I'm looking at him right here. He's on my wallpaper. But it's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I grew up with that one.
Okay.
And I was an overweight geek growing up and was bullied like he was, and that was absolutely my hero growing up because he got bullied and he was still a superhero. It was still pretty cool.
He was still a superhero.
Yeah,
That was great.
Mhm.
All right, Andrew, where are you from?
I am from Athens, Georgia. So if you don't know where that is near Atlanta, about an hour northeast. So where the University of Georgia is. Go Dogs. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I watched another interview with you, and you got a call and said, we have this audition for you. And then you moved to Florida and you started in the world of acting there, really performing live on stage. Were you already an actor before this, or?
Yeah, so I was doing I took an acting class. I was like in college and was like I got injured. I was a cheerleader in college and I got injured and I couldn't be a cheerleader during that season. So I need something else to do. And I've always loved movies and television and production and everything. And I was like, I'm gonna take an acting class. Like, why not? So I took an acting class and did some short films, did some student films. And one of my cousins worked for Disney and she was like, hey, we're looking for a Star-Lord to do commercials and our stage shows for equity stuff. And you should totally submit for it because I think you get it. And I was like, awesome. Submitted, and they said, when can you move down? So
boom, there you are.
Mhm.
And there you are. So you kind of just started and you got thrusted into this world of live stage performance.
Yes.
So you are an actor. What do you prefer, live stage or TV and film?
So I'm much more of a TV and film guy.
Okay.
I enjoyed live stage, but it was definitely an adjustment because my coaching and my education, the little I had, was in TV and film. So then I got thrust into live stage performance, and it was sink or swim. So fortunately, I was able to swim. Didn't end up sinking at all, but yeah, it was an interesting kind of performance. It's different, because you're doing the same show every single time, where you'll do a couple different takes for a TV show or a movie, but then you're moving on to the next thing. You're not going to repeat that the next day. So that's one thing that I really like though about movies and TV versus stage, where it's not so repetitive and you can change it up a little bit.
Right. Okay. Well, are you a Broadway guy, or are you more talk to me?
So
are you big on movies and TV?
I have the utmost respect for Broadway and for stage, and I have friends who are in Hamilton right now, and and An Officer and a Gentleman, and just like amazing shows, and I encourage them and support them. But I am much more of a TV and movie guy. That is my thing. I mean, when I was 6, I would just play movies over and over again and watch all the special features about how they were made. I was just fascinated by it.
Behind the scenes is sometimes more entertaining than the movie itself.
Sometimes it really is.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about, if we're gonna go there, which I'm going there. Let's talk about season 8 of Game of Thrones, because it was, to me, it was such, you just went down as if, okay, you know what I'm talking about. The behind the scenes was better than the entire season.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I would agree. It's something where I had binge watched like the entire seasons, like all of them, like in a year, and because I was like late to the party.
Oh, you're so lucky that you're able to do that.
Right. Yeah. So I was just able to binge through all of it and then watch the final season live.
Yeah.
As it aired, and very quickly I realized that it wasn't going to be quite what I wanted from it.
No.
Yeah. But
that was for none of us. We were all blindsided.
Right. But
then they lost Star Wars because they
that was rough, man. Like, can you I can't imagine being in that position, but the production of it, like you said, the behind the scenes, I mean, the production that has to go into a Game of Thrones episode,
right?
I don't know if I can fathom, how many things have to go into that. That's insane.
It's insane. It truly is insane. We were talking about even just Mandalorian earlier off camera, and just a show like that, what it entails. Cinema is going to another level these days. It is just going to another level of just also technology, just intertwining as I'm an avatar talking to you.
Yes. Yeah. And then it goes to, like, speaking of Avatar, you go have like entire movies that are filmed, in an engine, like in a video game engine.
Right.
With like a virtual camera that you move around and stuff, like
crazy.
Avatar is. Yeah.
So what was your movie that you would always watch as a kid? What was that? Where did you?
Again, just like that username, it was the Spider-Man movies. So those were the ones that, like, I wouldn't say it's the best movie I've ever seen, but it would be my favorite movie I've ever seen. Would be Spider-Man.
It holds some place. What am I trying to say? It holds something dear to you.
A special place in my heart,
that's what I was trying to say. You got it.
Yeah. So it absolutely has that for it is very special to me, and it is my favorite because it meant so much to me as a kid. And I think that it does teach some really good lessons too. Mm-hmm. And also the action is awesome. I mean, that Doc Ock train fight, like,
so good.
That's so cool. But I went home for Thanksgiving, and I had like 3 copies of the DVD. Because I'm pretty sure I burnt through them or like scratched them or broke them. I'd watched them so much.
Wow, that many times.
Wow.
I mean,
my
clearly,
poor brother.
Your name is Webheaded Hero, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Exactly, there is a Daily Bugle behind you, so as you got older, were there any directors where you were like, "Wow, this is amazing"?
Yeah, I really. The first time that I was exposed to Taika Waititi was What We Do in the Shadows, and
such a hilarious show.
It's so good. God. And it's one that I make all of my friends watch because very few of them have ever seen it or heard of it. And I'm like, watch this movie. And once they say, like, oh wait, is this the guy who did Thor Ragnarok? I'm like, yes, it's the same guy. So I was a fan of him from What We Do in the Shadows. And then when I watched Thor Ragnarok, and then also Jojo Rabbit that recently came out, like, all of those were just incredible. I think that his style it's just exactly my kind of humor, and I love his movies a lot.
And Star Wars,
yes. Oh gosh, I mean, like he was in The Mandalorian too. He
was,
played IG.
Mm-hmm. And let's also talk about this is now a Taika Waititi fan podcast.
Excellent, I'm down.
And he's dating Rita Ora.
Yeah.
Come on, can this guy win anymore?
He's ruling the world, but you know what? He deserves it. If you're that good, you know what? More power to you.
Did you watch Free Guy?
I did see Free Guy.
It was so funny.
It was so great. I watched it on a plane.
On a plane. I watched on a plane. I think everybody watched it on a plane.
But I was like, I gotta watch this, and I was so glad that I did. I just moved out here to Los Angeles when it came out, and all of my friends were still like trying to get adjusted and stuff. And I'm like, who's going to see this with me? And I finally was able to see it. And I'm so glad that I did because, that movie, it was way better than it had any credit to be, I feel like.
Absolutely. I think that they didn't advertise it in a way where it
Mhm.
had so much heart, and the themes of it were just so future as well.
Oh
I
yeah,
loved it. I absolutely loved it.
so much
Um,
fun.
so Andrew,
Yes,
you're an actor.
correct.
What is your dream role?
My dream role. So it would be something that is in that geek realm. I'm a huge nerd, and it means a lot to me just to for other nerds who maybe were growing up and being picked on like I was, just to see like, hey, it's okay to be a nerd and you can still do what you love and be successful while being a nerd.
Right.
And so either if it's something like, I know Henry Cavill's doing, he's done The Witcher, he's done Superman, he's done so many different things, having a career like that to be able to really interact with that nerd geek fandom. I
Mhm.
mean, hey, if they want to recast Green Lantern, I can say Brightest Day, Blackest Night,
I
um,
mean, right here,
exactly.
studio, watch this right now.
Yeah.
Hear this.
So, like, I mean, any of those superhero roles or sci-fi or fantasy roles that I love so much. I mean, being in a Star Wars thing would be incredible. It's just, obviously I love more than just that, but if I had to pick a dream thing, that would be it, to be attached to one of those incredible franchises that just has such a large passionate fandom behind it that I could really relate to.
And you just love it. So
Hmm.
it would be so ideal. I mean, I went on your YouTube and you have a video from 7 years ago about Flash.
Hmm.
And so the action figures, and I'm just like, this guy is really about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was about it before it was cool. Not to be a hipster, but it's one of those deals where yeah, I tried to grow the YouTube channel for a while there. I was back when I was like a high schooler,
Mhm.
and reviewing action figures and stuff like that, and now I just have slightly
And now
bigger
you
action
basically
figures.
are an action figure.
That was my goal. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do enough push-ups to where I can be an action figure.
you are. I mean, let's talk about social media for a minute.
Of course.
Okay. It's been such a short amount of time, and you have managed to gain a very large following, and it happens to be what you're interested in. Does that feel
Mhm.
great?
It does, but I think that's the ticket, is make stuff that you would want to watch, you
Right.
know. So if you're not passionate about it, like social media, it's fun, but
Hmm.
it's tough. And
Oh
if
yeah.
you're not making stuff that you would want to watch, you're not going to be making stuff very long. So find the thing that you're passionate about and find that little niche audience that you can really relate to, and you can really communicate to,
Right.
and and make that kind of stuff, and people will find it that have those similar interests.
And that's exactly what happened.
Mhm. Precisely.
That's exactly what happened. So you said that you moved out to LA not that long ago.
Right.
How long have you been here?
I've been here, it will be 6 months tomorrow.
Oh,
So
ooh,
yeah,
how are you liking it?
it's different from Georgia. I'll tell you that much. It's different from Georgia. I miss the trees. That's
Okay.
definitely I miss the trees and the rivers, and like I look outside of my window and it looks like a scene from Snow White. There's like rabbits and foxes and blue jays.
Just miss
Where
nature.
yeah, and then now I look outside and I'm like, oh, there's like smog and
Right.
concrete and some
Hmm.
dust. Like that's a little bit different where I'm living in Los Angeles. But what I do love is the amount of creative people who are out here,
Hmm.
who are extremely passionate about what they do. I mean, just like and uh,
Me?
just like you,
What?
Damien.
Me?
And and it's something where you don't really find that anywhere else, or at least I
Right.
haven't, than I have out here, where people are so creative and so passionate, and they they're also, like, from what I've experienced, been very kind people, and I've met a lot of friends and made a lot of friends, and through that we've been able to lift each other up and help each other with opportunities, and hopefully grow to be bigger and better creators together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have a pretty good solid friend base in the cosplay community, um, which is fantastic. What's the top three cosplay outfits and characters that you've done?
So I'd say my top three, number one's got to be Spider-Man. I know that I keep on harping on Spider-Man. Spidey's my favorite. I am so excited for the new movie. But so Spidey's my favorite. It means the most to me. And also, you'll never see someone's face light up more when they see somebody in a full Spider-Man costume.
This is the truth.
Mhm. Because it's not like, oh, that's a person wearing a Superman costume. That's Spider-Man.
Right.
So yeah, so Spidey's my favorite. Now I will say it's the one that has the least amount of pockets and will show the most amount of rolls if you have any. So it's you got to eat a lot of salads before getting into that costume.
All that chicken and broccoli.
Exact chicken and broccoli, man. That's the ticket. I actually just had some, so you're not wrong.
I remember watching an interview with Zac Efron when he was training for Baywatch.
Oh gosh,
talking about how he had to, because he had to eat so much protein that he put chicken in a blender and drank it.
Yeah, like that's what protein shakes are for. You don't have to use chicken unless you're like maybe lactose intolerant. They have lactose free stuff, but yeah, it's something.
And you get those protein farts, and I don't know if we need to be tooting all the time.
Hey, that just you got to make sure that you're taking in. So I'm a personal trainer as well, so you got to make sure you're taking in the proper amount of protein per meal that your body can digest, which is like around up to about 35 grams. But if you take in more than that, it's going to be wasted.
Hey bro, how many macros are you taking in?
That's right, I got all the macros.
Hey bro, how many macros are you taking in?
So you know.
Well, I know. I'm gonna meet you and we're gonna hang out.
Absolutely. It sounds great.
We're gonna talk about that. All right, tell me about some of your favorite TV shows that you are all about. Don't just tell me what you're watching right now, but what's like an IP that you're like, this was it? Like we talked about Game of Thrones. I would have told everybody to watch Game of Thrones, but now I will not.
Yeah,
I'll be
not
like,
anymore.
Get to season 7, you're good. But is there a show that you were so passionate about that when someone doesn't see it, they're like, you need to watch this show?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's called Parks and Recreation, and I'm sure you've probably heard of it.
Yeah.
So like I have like mouse rat stuff, and like I'm like that's like a Andy Dwyer, a character that's this fake band like that's in the TV show. It's not even so like Parks and Recreation is easily my top one. Like it's just such a happy, feel good show that has incredible characters and great writing, and it's absolutely hilarious. And it's my number one show. I mean, easily.
Nice. Are you Office person too, or
I love The Office. Okay. I think that Parks and Recreation is probably the strongest throughout, but then The Office has some of the most funny moments you'll ever see.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about movies for you?
So for movies,
Spider-Man. Don't say Spider-Man.
We won't say Spider-Man. But I am a huge nerd, so I love my Star Wars stuff. I mean, even Star Trek. I'm both the stars, Star Wars and Star Trek. I love
all the stars here.
Exactly. And then, this year, I mean, there's been a limited amount of movies. I loved the new Ghostbusters movie that came out this year.
I didn't watch it.
I was holding back tears throughout. And I'm not a diehard Ghostbusters fan. Like I'm not like over here with my proton pack, but watching that, I was just sucking back the tears, especially towards the end, because it was just so good.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You sold.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
I thought the reboot one was okay, but I wasn't like, this is great. I thought it was okay, but this one took it to another level.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this one I watched it at a screening, and it was with a bunch of fans who stood in line for hours to be able to see it dressed in full Ghostbusters gear, and if you're going to watch it with an audience, I mean, that's, and I mean, literally at the end, people were yelling, "Thank you," just because it was,
shit.
Yeah. So I absolutely loved it. I thought it was incredible. The protagonist was amazing as well. I forget the person's name, but she was great too. And yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out.
I think the only movie sort of thing I dressed up for was Harry Potter.
Oh,
I definitely did that. I was that nerd who showed up at midnight with everybody. And
do you have your house? Like what Harry Potter house?
Gryffindor.
I'm also Gryffindor.
Hey, baby, let's go.
That's right.
But I will say, like, personality wise, not personality, but just like aesthetically, he is Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
He is Slytherin.
Mm-hmm. I see it. I can see that Slytherin side. Mm-hmm. I mean, your name's DAMEON THORN. I mean, if there's ever a Slytherin name, it's DAMEON.
You know where DAMEON THORN comes from? Are you aware of it?
No, please tell me.
Oh, we got enlightened. So DAMEON THORN is actually the devil's son in The Omen.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you're pulling back the references.
Yeah, that's what it is. Wow. We're here.
It's, you know what? I think that it's a powerful name.
Thank you. Andrew
And
McLean. I
which
have to
is
say
not a
McLean. I
personal
had
trainer
to say
thing.
McLean. How often does McLean happen to you?
It happens all the time, and everybody
Yeah.
thinks it's a personal training joke. It's like, oh, McLean. Okay, what's your real name? And I'm like,
What's your real
it's
name, bro?
it's McLean, like John McLean with Die Hard. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. Hmm.
Are you a big video game guy?
I certainly am. Behind me for this
Certainly.
way. I've got my my PlayStation 5 and PlayStation Lights, and got my gaming PC over here. But I'm a big PlayStation fanboy for sure.
What's your game right now?
So my favorite game I've played this year,
Mhm.
it's very thematically appropriate for how much I love superheroes, but it was the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Um,
Nice.
it
I heard it was
was
really good, actually. Yeah.
it it was real. I was not expecting for it to be that good, but I had a blast and I smiled through the entire thing. It was just so much
Was
fun.
it funny?
It was really fun. The writing
Right.
was incredible for the characters. The combat I enjoyed. I thought there was some room for improvement, but the writing for all the characters were so, it was so tight and it was so spot on for each character. And if you love sci-fi, which I feel like you really have that cyberpunk aesthetic going on, if you love that like sci-fi space stuff,
Right.
like the game was perfect.
I'm playing Metroid right now.
Metroid, how is that?
It's great. It's great. It's very, very fun. Seeing Samus like this, yeah, because I didn't grow up playing. I've literally only used Samus in like Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So like to play a Metroid game that's a leading game for her, I was like, this is great. It's
Mhm.
really
I
good.
hear nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I'll have to
Are
check
you
it
are
out.
you a Halo person? Are you a first
So
person shooter or anything like that?
I do like Halo. I've never owned an Xbox.
Okay.
So it's something where, but I have a PC now, so I can probably play it on like Game Pass or something. But
Yeah.
I gotta check it out because I've heard great things about the multiplayer and that it's just a blast to play.
Yeah, I got it. It's so interesting to see the world of gaming and cinema really combining. How
Mhm.
you were talking about that game was so much fun, like Guardians of the Galaxy was so much fun. And that is segueing into let's talk about the metaverse,
Let's do
which
it.
is with what is kind of happening. We're getting real world fusing with digital. Are you aware of what's happening? Have you dove into everything yet?
To a degree, I've tried like VR chat and stuff. I
Right.
mean, I've you know, dipped my toes in. I wouldn't say
Mhm.
I've gone full swan dive, but I've at
Right.
least dipped my toes in the virtual reality waters, and I've owned a couple, you know, VR headsets, and I really enjoy it. And I think that it is something that we're really just now at the just getting ready to like to take off with all this. I think that it's really getting ready to launch.
Absolutely. What would your virtual world look like?
My virtual world right now, living in Los Angeles, I would say it would be just very foresty and plenty of waterfalls, you know, Bambi over there drinking from a lake, and I can just relax.
Bambi's
And
mom's there too, by the way.
yeah, she's doing great.
She's great.
Yeah, baked some cookies for everybody. Yeah. Mhm.
She's doing great.
Yeah. So that, in my view, in my virtual reality world, Bambi's mom
Bambi's mom
just
is there.
thriving.
Mufasa's up in there too.
Of course, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
just all of your Disney parents.
Ariel's mom is there too.
Oh no. Oh, we think we're
Aurora's
recognizing a
mom is
theme
there
here about
too.
Disney. Oh yes.
Pocahontas' mom is there too.
Oh gosh, all
None of
the
them had a mama.
yeah, Nemo's mom, bless their
Nemo's
hearts.
mom was up in there. Nemo's
Uh,
mom's gonna be in the river. That
that's
yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
right.
It's gonna be a
Mhm.
saltwater
It's
river
a
though.
saltwater river, that one of those that runs
Yeah.
through those heavily wooded areas.
I just had another epiphany about Disney right now because I forgot about that.
Hmm.
I forgot about that.
And now that they have the superhero licenses, I mean, Peter Parker's parents gone. I mean, just
You just had your world is just gonna be everyone's parents.
you name
I'm
it. It's
sorry, but
just
that's hilarious.
it's just me and everybody's moms and dads
Everybody's
just
moms and dads. Like
hanging out.
you got to go to Andrew's world. It's just everybody's moms and dads are just
That's
chilling
right.
up.
Uncle Ben's here, just chilling. Yeah.
What's your favorite Disney movie? I know that's a loaded question.
If we're
Do you
talking
have one?
about specifically Disney-owned properties,
No, I want Disney classic animation.
okay, Disney classic animation. So removing Pixar from it, and talking about specifically their 2D animation,
Yeah.
it's tough. So I would say for me, my favorite was Tarzan. I mean, the soundtrack, he's kind of like a superhero. Like it was just so great. I loved it growing up.
So good. I love Tarzan.
Mhm.
Do you have a favorite song?
Son of Man. I mean,
Hands down. He said, hands down, bro.
to this day, I will listen to Son of Man before I work out just to get going.
How do you feel about the new ones, the Frozens and the Tangled and the are you a fan of those?
So yeah, so I love Tangled. I thought that was great. I was fortunate enough to play Kristoff for Disney. So
Oh my God.
yeah. So
You're
I am
very
very
pissed off.
yeah, Guy Kristoff. We had Charming and Tarzan and so many more. But yeah, Kristoff was a lot of fun for Disney, and I love the. I'm very familiar with it. I heard the songs many times on stage, but I thought that it's great, and I think that it's really adorable how much it means to kids. You know,
Yeah,
they love Olaf. You know,
they love Olaf.
Mhm.
How has been you're in LA and just kind of touching on acting before we kind of start wrapping things up, but
Sure.
how has LA been in terms of just now that you moved here, has the opportunity opened up and are you auditioning and let's talk to me.
Yeah, so we're getting that to that place. So I moved out here and I had a job lined up as a personal trainer for like my side job.
Mhm.
And then they had to make some changes due to COVID that made it so I couldn't quite balance acting and personal training at the same time. So I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to ditch that. That was the first 2 months. And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna double down on all this. So we started acting classes, and I have new headshots tomorrow, and we're making all these connections, and I have two amazing mentors that have been really helping me out, who are pretty big in the industry, and and that really helps a lot, to be able to have somebody to tell you like, hey, here's some tips and here's some tricks and here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And,
Where are you taking class?
So I just
sorry everybody that's listening. Now we're just like talking about, so this is such an actor conversation, but yeah, where are you taking class?
Yeah, so I just finished Leslie Kahn's comedy
Leslie
intensive.
Kahn is great.
So that was incredible. It was a whole month of me only doing that. Mm-hmm. So I am taking a breather. They had another class this month, but I was like, if I need to pay rent, I need to make sure that I'm making some money. Right. So I'm looking forward to going back and probably taking one of her classes again. But I loved the comedy intensive course that I took from her. I thought it was great.
What type of training do you like? Like, are you a method actor? Are you Meisner? What do you?
Whatever gets the job done, right?
So whatever gets me good and better at shit, that's what I want to do.
I love coaching. So like,
yeah,
my life is built in athletics and in the gym, and between cheerleading, like everything's just form, and like, tell me what to do, fix me, like show me the right way. I'm not going to bring an ego to it. I want to do it the best way. So if someone is able to give me more information and I can just piece together what I need to be able to like even make my own hybrid of different styles, then that's what I'll use.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. This has been so much fun getting to know you and talking to you, dude. What's coming up for you? I know that you were just at San Diego Comic-Con, just casually hanging out with John Cena. No big deal.
Yeah, just
just
Peacemaker himself. Yeah. Definitely after standing next to him, I realized I needed to do a few more bicep curls.
Dude, I met him years ago at a Teen Choice Awards, and I shook his hand and I was like, I am so small. This man is huge.
I was about to say, your hand's still recovering.
I'm still recovering. My hand is still recovering.
Just crushed.
But that's what it was. It was kind of like my hand just like fell into his hand in a way where it was like, this is a giant's hand covering my hand. Yeah. Did you feel that when you shook his hand?
Yeah, he's a very big man.
He's a very large man.
It's also just very nice and very sweet as well. He was just asking so many questions about what it's like being a content creator and all that stuff. But yeah, so we did San Diego Comic-Con recently, and that was a blast. And then coming up, really just trying to dive into acting out here in Los Angeles, and really trying to get into these auditions and just pour everything I have into that, because that's why I'm here. So,
but until then, we can all see you on TikTok.
That's right. See me on TikTok, on Instagram. I think I have like 3 different photo shoots coming up or something like that. So
where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Web-Headed Hero. So that's on Instagram, TikTok, really any place. That's my username. I think I don't have it like on somewhere like Tumblr or something like that. I don't have it, but like everywhere else I have Web-Headed Hero. And then also if you're looking for just one place for all the links, it's webheadedhero.com.
Amazing. Well, this has been so much fun talking to you, Andrew.
It's
I
been
hope you
great
guys
meeting
all
you.
enjoyed this episode. Make sure you follow wherever you're listening to this podcast, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.